Okay, the highlights from Greatstockpix.com live trading chat room on Friday, September 13th. If you remember the watch list video we sent out last night, if you saw it, I'm sorry, we sent out on Thursday night. Actually, that was last night. You had the gap up in D, but they sold it off all day. And we said in that video that oftentimes the next day you get a nice long opportunity in that stock. So it's just like sellers get a hold of it that day and you can forget about it. But look at the next day. You had the gap up and a nice green candle. Let me switch to intraday here. Now this one, nothing tricky. It doesn't get much easier than this. We simply called it on a break of that 5-minute high, stop below the 5-minute low. Okay, I mean, it's just as simple as that. Now that's not always going to work, but it worked out well today. Dominion 60.51, stop was 25 cents below, and it triggered and never came back down to stop out. And from 60.51, I believe it went to 61.62. Okay, DNKN was another call of mine. You know what? It was strong right out of the gate, had nice shape. So that just lands it on a chart. And then I should have called it down here, but I didn't. I waited for this bounce. Then these sellers came in, and I just called it long over this red candle, 45.66. Worst case stop, 45.50. And that was the low of the day, too. Now, at the end of the day, it sold off. But from 45.66, it did make it up to 46.33 at the best. We were never underwater in this one either. It just kept grinding higher. It was kind of one of those sell whenever you want, make some money. SWY gapped up. Now I should have been watching this one around the over this base, but I didn't. So when it did this base below the high of the day, I just called it over this base. Long idea, 28.26. Stop was 16 cents below, and there's the trigger right there. Little base, and then it got a nice push. And remember, we teach our members to sell into shape. So I call this shape right here. Whenever you get that, if you're ever in something and you kind of loosely connect the bottoms of the candles and then you get this kind of the move, it's what Jim Cramer would call a high quality problem. Always sell into shape. That's a great place to sell, and that was the high of the day right there. There's just no reason to sit and hope for more. I mean, that's what day trading is. You get shape, that's what you're waiting for. Yoku, Big Ideas, one of our all-stars, called Yoku, Y-O-K-U, wrong right about here where this arrow is. His entry idea, 24.84, he gave it about 30 cents and it held. It did a little pullback here, but then made a really nice move, never stopped out. From 24.84, it went to 26.85, so a $2 move on about 30 cents risk that never stopped out, and closed at the high of the day, and pretty much, I think, 52-week high, so a great call by Big Ideas there. Now, I also mentioned Dish. Again, this one wasn't on watch. This was one of our Tokyo plays. When Dish put in this volume spike right here, I jumped on the microphone and said, guys, this is meeting our Tokyo parameters. Our members know what a Tokyo means, but it's just one of our slang terms for a trade idea, which would have been an entry anywhere right about here and a stop below this candle. And that gave a nice trade, too, for anyone that took it. JKS looked like this when I mentioned that, hey, the other baby solars are strong. And here, let me show you the early high. There's the early high. Right there, that's the opening 5-minute candles high. My idea was if it gets over this high, it could follow the other solars. So that would have been, and I didn't give a trigger and stop. I just kind of, I don't even know. I think I just typed it into chat. I don't know if I jumped on the mic or not on this one, and I didn't get it. But man, I wish I would have. Looked at this. 17.96 would have been the trigger, and it went up well over $1 from there. Now, what did I call that didn't work? FTNT early on in the morning, early trade over this candle, stop below this candle, and you actually could have had a scalp there. When I trade early, I usually do, but I just went ahead and got stopped out on this one. KR, I thought might follow SWY, so I called it over the high of the day, and it got a little 10-cent pop, and it was right back down. I think I made a sandwich out of that one, because I'm very protective after I take an entry. And Campbell's Soup, late in the day, I called as a short below this candle. It had that upside shape. It was also hitting the 200-day from underneath, so that was the reason for the call. And I ended up with like a net flat trade because I covered some down here, and then I left my stop in the original spot for the rest. I ended up with a net flat because I got stopped out on half, covered half here. I was hoping this was the top, and it would have just kept rolling over and covered the other half down here by the end of the day, but it didn't work out that way. So that was just a net flat trade. And I think that was it for the day. Anyway, a fantastic day, a fantastic week. Great teamwork in the chat lately. And plenty of opportunities out there, guys. Now today, this afternoon, there wasn't a whole lot of opportunities because the SPY was literally in a 20-cent range for like 4.5, 5 hours. I kind of think the market's on hold, waiting to see what the Fed's going to do next week. And it's been a busy week, so I think it was just a Friday afternoon, hey, wait and see mode. So there weren't a lot of opportunities this afternoon, but overall, this has been a great, great week. So anyway, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys on Monday.